Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Yeah. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. I don't even feel like that, like, whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, wish that I care, but I don't. And I swear, if you want, we can flow. Coming ready for the smoke. Murder, she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go, coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat, we got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low, coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that we cold, coming ready for the snow. Try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy. Try to get away, but it's too deadly. Gotta keep it sharp, so we stay edgy. Can I get ahead, so we stay ready? Coming at me, that sad ass joke. I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke. All that agree, but why you broke? When y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like, whoa. I don't even feel like that, like, whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, I don't have to sit back, I'ma go and get that. I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black. I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back. Brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act. I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac. And you know I got green, now we bridging the gap. Flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene. Came up from the dirt, yeah, I know my worth. No, I will not sell. Niggas gotta work. Do not kiss and tell. No, I do not serve. But I'll ride these waves. So get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like, whoa. I don't even feel like that, like, whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa. We up on the sea, but that's my bow. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like, whoa. Coming at me like that, like.
What's up, Beaches? What is going on, ya boosh?
Yeah, coming at me like that, like, whoa. I don't even feel like that, like, whoa. You ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa.
All right, time to get this podcast shit underway. Oh, let me get that chat up there. Everyone's talking and no one's listening. I'm listening. Daddy's listening. I'm listening to you.
Murder, she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go, coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat, we got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low, coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that we cold, coming ready for the snow. Try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy. Try to get away, but it's too deadly.
I'm listening, y'all beaches. Here we go. Let's get ready for the Swole cast in 3, 2, 1. Bam. Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Test, testing, testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1110 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and the slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, yas beaches? Welcome to the live cast. Welcome to the Daily Swole, episode 1110. And we're live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And of course, Papa Swolio sliding in your ear holes with that knowledge cock over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Overcast, Undercast, Nipplecast, everywhere you want to catch your cast, because I'm everywhere. What's going on, IG? What's going on, FB? What's up, UT, YT? Remember, you can also catch the second channel over on YouTube if you like to watch on YouTube, Daily Swole Podcast. I'm also over there on YouTube, second channel, Daily Swole Podcast, but we got some new stuff going on. We'll talk a little bit about some of the new releases, some of the things that I just dropped, some of the things that I will be dropping. Yeah, Yeah, the beard's here. I'll stroke the beard. Got some coffee. Everyone's coming in. Come on, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. What's up? What's up, my people? What's up, my peepages? What's going on? Melinda, Aaron, Kelly, Vince, David, Bill, LJ. What up over there on the Facebook and the YouTube? Hello, Melinda. Good afternoon. Hope you're having an awesome day. Ready for the podcast? Be well. I shall. I think I shall be well. What's up, YouTube? Fucking YouTube. What's up, Instagram? What's going on? What's going on? What's a good word? Drop some comments. What you pumping today? What you pumping? What did you pump? If you pumped, what'd you pump? I didn't pump yet. I will be pumping. I will be pumping. I will be pumping soon. I shall get my pumpeth on soon. Didn't get the early morning pump. Had some stuff to do, but now the only thing I have left to do is to get the sick fucking pump. It's time to get the pump. It's time to get huge and get fucking enormous. Y'all. Ready to get fucking swole. Ready to get fucking swole. We got a new YouTube video on my YouTube channel. Of course, it's a brand new Ask Papa Swole, so go get your nips hard with that. Enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Melissa's got some Swollen 7. Very good. Very nice. Swollen 7. How many of you are Swolenormous X members? Let's get a little roll call. We got some new Swollen 7s coming. There are a couple more that are in edit. And got a lot of stuff, a lot of mobility things. That are in edit that are coming soon. So I hope to get a couple more up this week for those of you that are members. And we will have a masterclass probably on Friday. That's probably going to be the best day to do that. So, I think I need some Ignite in my life for a few months. Ignite is great. Those supersets, fantastic. Fantastic. And we're going to be adding some more stuff. Lots of good shit coming. Lots of good shit coming on all platforms, on all realms. How many of you have gotten your nips wet with the elimination diet on the Gain Train blog? So for those of you that have not yet checked it out, that aren't part of the Gain Train, remember you can subscribe to the Gain Train and get notified when there's new shit that drops. There was a brand new article that dropped a couple days ago, yesterday, day before, about the elimination diet. So a lot of questions. People are always asking for more breakdowns. I've done YouTube videos. I've done so many podcasts, but I wanted to put again, and it's even on the blog already, but I wanted to put it in a different light. I wanted to explain it again and have another conversation. So I got a video, got some blog action, and you can check that out over on swolenormousx.com. You check out the Gain Train blog. And if you subscribe to it, you will get notified when there's a new post. That way, you'll know when there's new juice. We'll call it new juice, new sauce, new salchicha, new sausage over on the Gain Train blog. New cock is in town. There's more cock. There we go. John Roach 21 on Twitch. So my wife is losing her post baby weight, but she's getting frustrated she's not losing her mommy pouch. What can she do to help that? That's a good question. I think there's a lot of mixed feedback. I answered a question on my Ask Papa Swole episode when people are asking about loose skin. A lot of times when you lose a lot of weight fast, you're going to have extra skin. You got to snip. You got to get the snippy. If does anyone else have experience that's watching live, let's get that conversation out there. We'll get into today's topic right away. I don't want to get off in the woods right now. We can do that on a Sunday fun day, but the mommy pooch, it can be a hormone imbalance. Remember that after you have kids, your body shifts its entire priority to making sure that child survives, and breastfeeding and the hormone rebalancing. And there's a lot of things that change in a female after having a child. So stepping on stage or having a good bikini body, the nature doesn't give two shits about that. So it seems like some people have a harder problem or more of a challenge than others. Some people can, I guess, get away with it and they rebound back pretty quickly. It probably also has to do with how much weight you've gained during the pregnancy. Some people overeat. They tend to try to eat for two, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. When you're pregnant, you don't eat for two fucking people, so you don't gain that much extra weight. And a lot of people don't take care of their skin. They don't use cocoa butter and all those vitamin E and stuff that prevents stretch marks and the stretching of the skin. So if you gain really fast, a lot of weight really quickly, your skin has to stretch to stay around it. You don't see exposed muscle tissue and fat cells. So I think it's very individualized, because some people just, I bounced back. I just did this, that, and the other. And some people are saying, well, I did that too. I put that shit on my skin. I did that exercise. I only gained this much weight during pregnancy, and they have all this extra loose skin. So it's hard. And I'm not a woman that has gotten pregnant and has loose skin, so I don't have personal experience for me. But we'll see what people are already answering in the comments. So I'll read some out there so the podcast peeps can get a little perspective. Let's see here. Michael and Tolliver. I think loose skin depends on genetics. Some people end up with a lot, and I've seen some that have lost 100 pounds and have little to none. Aaron Hardy, I lost a lot of weight fast, and the dermatologist told me that I had to cut it off, but that would mess up my tattoos, so I'm patiently waiting for it to tone up years later. Smiley face. Talk against fat acceptance more. Do I have to? Not today. That's not the topic today. Trisha Marnie. Only way to get rid of stretched skin is to have surgery. Sadly, my arms are horrible. I've lost over 100 pounds in about a year and a half. What's amazing is the human ability to never be satisfied. And I want to put this into some perspective for those of you ladies that are watching, listening, that have had this same situation. For example, Trisha, you said just now that you've lost 100 pounds in about a year. And before that, you said, my arms are horrible. But let's not overlook the fact that you lost over 100 pounds in about a year. That's fucking phenomenal. Can you think about that? Quantify how amazing that is? What an amazing achievement. How amazing that is for your health. How amazing that is for your body. How amazing that is for your longevity. However, we're still covered by this shadow of, oh, my arms look horrible, or I am like this, or I'm awful. And I'm not saying that you're happy with the way that it looks, but let's not let that overshadow the amazing progress and the amazing success that you've had. It's very easy to never be satisfied. That's why when I talk about scale weight and I talk about body fat or fat-free mass index, when people ask me and I say, why the fuck do you care about what you weigh? Why do you care about your body fat percentage? If you're looking in the mirror and you can see definition, I mean, you know you're getting leaner, you're not obese, or you're not extremely overweight, like you're healthy and you're trying to do better. Why do you care about that number? Because that number is never going to be satisfying enough. Once you get to 16, you're going to want 17. When you get to 22, you're going to want 21. If you're endlessly chasing numbers, then you're not satisfied unless those numbers go down. That's the thing. People are never satisfied. And I'm not saying, Trisha, that you're not satisfied or you're not happy. I know that was just one sentence, but that kind of got me on this track of thinking about everyone else that seems to be never happy when they're pursuing a number, when they're always trying to get it lower. They're always trying to whittle it down. They're always trying to narrow it down. They're always trying to less, or more, whether it's more weight, maybe it's more weight on the bar, maybe it's more muscle mass, maybe it's less body fat, right? Whether it's a percentage, whether it's a body fat on the scale, whatever it is, people are fucking obsessed with that number. And it's easy to quantify. It's easy to understand. Oh, 5 is less than 6. That must be better. 6 is more than 3. Oh, that must be better. It depends on the context, right? More or less, whatever it is. We're used to keeping score in a basketball game. If one team has 100 points and the other team has 94, which team did better? The one with 100 points. Oh, they're the winner. So it's very easy for the human brain to understand, oh, this is more, this is less, this is good, this is bad. The issue is associating the good and bad with more or less. Just because you're at a lower body fat percentage, you could be very, very sickly and be at a low body fat percentage. You can have very low muscle mass and be very, very unhealthy. You can be in those extremes. That can go too far. You can have too much muscle. For those of you that don't know, it's not good for the human body. There's no proof that having a ton of muscle mass is really good for the body. It's taxing on the body. If you have excessive and you're carrying around excessive amounts of muscle, that's very strenuous on the body. It's very strenuous on the heart. It's very strenuous on the entire system. So you could be too lean. You could be too obese. You could be too muscular. There are areas of that where you're going for a look. You're not going for health. And that's why I want to bring back the health to health and fitness. It can't be about how you look. It can't be about how you look all the time, because if it is, there's no win. If it's always about that number, how should I say? If it's always about the number, you're never going to win. If it's always about how you look, you're never going to win. It needs to be more subjective. It needs to be more about how you feel. It needs to be more about how you think about your success. Now, for those of you that do, and drop in the comments, if you do guided meditations, if you meditate, if you ponder these issues and you kind of look within a little bit more and you give yourself some separate time from social media, from thinking about your goals, from all these other things, if you start analyzing how you interpret data and how you interpret your thoughts and how you react to the world around you, if you get some more perspective with that, it'll stress you out a lot less. Doesn't mean you won't have goals and desires and you won't try hard to do better, but it gives you more perspective on what those things mean. So when you look in the mirror and you don't see every single last vein in your body, Are you depressed about that, or are you totally fine with it? Do you understand that you're going to fluctuate day to day? Do you understand that there is always something else to achieve? You're never going to be completely satisfied. Are you satisfied with the process of going through? You need to be satisfied with the process of achieving that. You need to be happy with going to the gym and doing your best. That's when you need to be like really invested. You need to be invested in the doing of it. So when you're making your meals, when you're eating healthy, when you're making good choices, when you're doing yoga, when you're practicing meditation, when you're going to the gym, when you're working out in your garage, are you happy with the lifestyle habits and the systematic process and the discipline that you're putting in place? Are you feeling better? Is that adding to your life? Are you doing that for the right reasons? If you're just trying to do it to achieve a certain body fat so you have abs on the beach, you might never achieve that. That's just a fact of life. You might never get that. You might not be satisfied once you get that. What else do you want? Well, I want bigger this. I want bigger this. But if I put on size, am I going to bulk? Can I bulk and stay lean? I don't think that's the right approach. I think that breaks down pretty quick. That might be something that when you're a teenager or in your early 20s, I want to be on the beach. I want to get laid. But there's the majority of your life, you're not going to give a shit about that. Or in my opinion, you're not going to, or you're going to lose that desire for it. I don't know. How many of you have changed? Let's do this. I'm curious because we're going to talk about fitness science and application and some of the concepts, a little philosophy here with today's episode. How old are you and what are your goals now? Okay. What are your goals in terms of what are you doing fitness for? And I think age has a lot to do with it. And it's not that, you're older and you can't build muscle when you're 40. Get the fuck out of here. That's such bullshit. What happens when I'm 50 and I can't really can I still put on muscle mass when I'm 50? Fuck yes, you can. You can put on muscle mass when you're 80. Not as much as when you're 20, but fuck yeah, you can. What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish with your fitness? What's your real goal? And I think when you get older, it's not because you're just more experienced. You're more experienced with life. You realize, oh shit, life knocks you down a lot. You realize what's most important. You realize what you're trying to focus on, and you realize what you really want out of your training. You want to live better. You want to have less pain. You want to feel good. We're only looking at the outside. And that's because everything that we do in our society is prejudiced. And it's not prejudiced in a bad way. It's prejudiced because it's the only way that we have accessible. When you look at Instagram, what can you do? You can judge. You're judging a picture based on what? On the picture. If you're judging the person based on the picture that they post, yeah, we all do it. I make comedy videos. I make funny videos. I call people out for saying things that aren't true. But we're all judging. When we're doing a movie review, we're all doing subjective, and we're all doing this type of, getting an idea or a concept or a thought or an impression of someone or something based on limited information, on whatever information that we see. And online, on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, what we see is only what the person puts out. So we don't know everything about the person's life. I don't know everything about your life because you wrote one sentence in the comments. You don't know everything about my life just because I put out a YouTube video or because I did a podcast and I said one fucking thing. We don't know what the other person is going through. We don't know what people are going through and what people are doing. But what we do know, or what we can experience or what we can think about, is how we are in our lives, and imagine that everyone else is doing that same thing. Everyone else is the same type of person that we are. Everyone else has thoughts. Everyone else has desires. Everyone else feels shortcomings. Everyone else feels success, happiness, sadness, anxiety, desires, wishes, struggles. We all have that. That's why I try to share that a lot more. And it's not that I want to be, and it's not coming from like a negative place, of course, but when I post videos about my struggles with fitness, I have struggles with fitness. It is not convenient all the time because for me to go to the gym, I have to stop what I'm doing, just like you, and go to the gym, or I have to schedule it properly. And I have a lot of stuff I'm trying to do, and it's hard to work things in. Life can be challenging. Life can get in the way. Life does not care if you have goals or ambitions. So it's really about the framework that you're setting up. It's really about the mindset, because you could have a great day or a shitty day, depending on your outlook on it. You could accomplish the same exact stuff on 2 identical days. And one day you'll feel fucking amazing, and the next day you'll feel fucking terrible. And it's just because of your mindset. Maybe you slept wrong. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe you didn't eat and you got cranky, or something happened and it just threw you off. Maybe you started your day with the wrong thing. You started looking at emails and text messages first thing in the morning. Terrible idea. You always start with something that's self-serving. You start with something that can center yourself for the day. Start with your own personal self-care routine first thing in the day, even if it's 5 minutes. You start with something for you, and then you move on. Anyway, your outlook on your fitness, your outlook on your life, your outlook on your training, your outlook on things is everything. How you look at it. And when it comes to today's topic, that leads us into fitness science versus application. There are a lot of great questions. When I post those question stickers on my Instagram story, when I do the Ask Papa Swole, there are a lot of great questions. And if you've noticed from my content, my answers are never hardcore science response. I don't go into, okay, here's an article. Here's a study that was published in 2013 from so-and-so and so-and-so, and here was what they studied, and here's what this does. There are a lot of channels that like to do that. I don't find any interest in that. I agree. I like research. I think it's great. I think that's where we are today with science and medicine and stuff, because of a lot of research is good. A lot of it's shit. But like anything else, there's going to be good research and shitty research, and there's going to be biased reports and unbiased reports and all those different things. Research is important, but it doesn't excite me to read through those studies. It's boring as fuck. They're very, very monotonous. It's very black and white. It's very textbook. Some people love going through all that content and giving their opinion based on those things that were exactly studied. I like doing things with experience. I like approaching fitness and health and lifestyle in a different way. I think it's all up here. I think it's all up in your fucking head. Although fitness and physical, okay, we think it's physical. Oh, it's chest, it's abs, it's glutes, it's calves, it's forearm, it's biceps. We all look at the physical. I want to lose pounds. That's mass. That's muscle. That's fat that you're losing. Whatever you're losing it, and it's going to show on the scale. It's going to say 205 instead of 210. Oh, you lost weight. You lost mass. You have less. The earth is pulling you into its core less with gravity. That's what it means. You have less on your body. Okay, that's physical. Did you lift 100 pounds or 50 pounds or 200 pounds or 300 pounds? That is physical. But what gets you results? What's the real application? What's the real rub? What gets you results? Is it the physical training? Is that the physical training? Tell me. Tell me what you think. Is the physical training? I know you have to train physically to actually stimulate that response, to actually force the body to adapt. But is that really what gets you results? Is it actually the physical training, or is it the psychological approach? Is it the discipline and the commitment that supersedes the physical? Because you can't do it physically if your head isn't in the game. If you are not prioritizing and scheduling and committing to your training, to your nutrition every day up here, upstairs, it's not going to happen. You have to think through these processes. You have to actually plan ahead. You have to make your nutrition top priority, make your training top priority, make your self-care, which encompasses all that: meditation, training, recovery, sleep, hydration. That's all self-care, and that's your entire life. All the aspects of your life, you're revolving it around being healthier and getting towards whatever your physical goals are, but it starts upstairs. It starts in your fucking brain hole. If your brain has a hole. Let's pretend the brain looks like a donut and it's just a hole. We'll call it your brain hole. The ear hole leads to the brain hole, and the brain hole leads to another dimension. That's what it takes. It's the mental game. If you lock down the mental game, it makes all these little things that stress you out on a daily basis not really impactful or less existent. And then you can focus on the shit that really matters, like the physical training in terms of getting you results. But the brain is what's going to get you there. The brain is what's going to get me to be like, no, fucking go, shut the computer down, go train, pump, come back, do your editing, do your stuff, do your yoga, meditation. That is what's going to do it, not physically. My brain has to control the muscles. Your brain, your control center, stimulates the muscles to get up and fucking leave and go to the gym, or go to your garage and start training, or take out the yoga mat and start your flow. Like, that is how it works. If you control your brain and you get your mind locked in right, a lot of things are going to change. I think that's so important. I don't think enough people are taking meditation seriously. I was going hard on yoga for a while, and I still do. I cannot stress that enough. Yoga, meditation, download an app, download one of those guided meditation apps on the Apple Store, on Google Play. They're everywhere. Download one. If you don't like that one, try a different one, but download them. There are some great ones out there. And learn within. If you if you find it stressful because it's hard for you to slow down, it's hard for you to take 5 minutes out, that's because you need it. It's amazing. How many of you saw the movie? Let's see if I have a couple good examples here. Remember the movie Wanted? How many of you saw the movie Wanted? Remember when they're curving bullets and shit? I'm trying to think of another good example. I guess The Matrix is another one where they kind of slow down, right? The actor, the characters, like whether their heart rate speeds up or like they go into like this hyper warp mode where they slow everything down around them and they can move really fast. X-Men does that. Remember, I forget the character and all that shit, but right, any of those movies where time slows down and the character can move really fast. So for everyone else in the movie, it seems like the character, from their perspective, the character's moving super fast. But from the character's perspective, everything else slows down and they're just going around doing random stuff, but everyone else is moving super slow. So it's all perspective, right? From the outside perspective, the character is moving fast, the main character. And from the main character's perspective, everything else slows down almost to a standstill, super uber slow-mo, and then they're moving faster, relative. It's the same thing with meditation. You are that main character. You're that main character and boom, you slow everything down. You're still going to have all the same thoughts. You're still going to have all the same things coming into your brain. And they just appear. They appear in your consciousness. They're just going to fucking flood you all the time. It's up to you to train your brain to learn. You build your brain like a muscle. You can remap how you think. And all these things that come into your consciousness, it allows you just to kind of let them go and disappear when they're not warranted. It allows you to get perspective. It literally helps you slow down everything around you, and you can focus on the task at hand. It helps you focus on the most important shit, and you give less of your energy. Every time you have an emotion about something, you get upset about something, you get stressed about something, you get anxious about something, you lose that energy towards whatever that is. You're losing it. You're bleeding out because of that. You're bleeding out for that occurrence, for that object, for that stress, for that thought, whatever it is. And that's what happens with your brain when you are learning how to control it, when you're learning how to interpret it. And that gives you perspective. So when it comes to applying that information to your training, to your fitness, it's applying the basics. That's why the basics are so effective. You need to be on a consistent quality training program. You need to be doing your meditation and your yoga. You need to get your fucking food right from the foundation up. You need to be eating the right fucking shit. You need to be eating the right fucking foods, not counting your calories at the beginning, not micromanaging your food, not jumping into one of these fad diets or whatever they're promoting now. You need to actually eliminate and target which foods your body reacts best to. And then you can worry about, oh, do I want to do one meal a day? Do I want to do intermittent fasting? Do I want to do keto? But once you figure out which foods your body reacts best to, then you can make that next step. Same thing with the training. You learn what your body likes, what your body reacts best to, what's working, what isn't, and you can progress it from there. But you have to get consistent. It's one thing to have a great program and great food and, oh, okay, you did that. Fine. But are you doing that every day? Are you consistent every day? Are you really putting in the proper effort every fucking day? And are you prepared psychologically for that investment for years? It's going to take years. It's not going to happen in 3 fucking months. It's not going to happen in 6 months. A lot can change in 3 months. But you're going to be alive for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You better be prepared to make some fucking amazing progress for a long time. It's great to have a 30-day workout. It's great to have like those of you that are in Swolenormous X, right? Starts off, we have the 90-day dash program, which is designed to be scaled and progressed and regressed. We have additional programs. Those of you that are X members, it's just the beginning. It's just the first 90 days. It gets you fucking on the right path. And then we take it further. It's just the beginning. It's not, get shredded in 3 months, get shredded, ripped to the bone. People fucking lose tons of weight and build tons of muscle, but that's not the goal. The goal is to get you on that fucking locked in homing beacon. Boom. I know exactly what the fuck I want, or I know where I'm going. And now I'm going to keep on pushing the fucking pedal down further and further and further. But now you have that consistency. You have that active recovery. You're working on your weak points. You bring everything up to speed. You're doing it right. You do it right, and you do it the right way for the right reasons, and you're going to be consistent for it. Memorial Day coming up. Don't eat the garbage. People will anyway. And talk all you want about it. People are going to do it anyway. Memorial Day is just a holiday to grill out. No one actually remembers. No one actually treats it for what it really is supposed to be. Memorial Day, remembering fallen soldiers and shit like that. That's what people should be focusing on the most. Everyone's like, oh, burgers and hot dogs. More excuses. Oh, we get a day off on Monday. Everyone just use that as an excuse just to fucking stuff face. Welcome, 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 welcome to the United fucking States, where we just not make up holidays. We have real holidays that we just translate into binge eating. Any real holiday or any actual true holiday. I'm not talking about the religious holidays. Memorial Day and 4th of July, those are country holidays. Things like Christmas and Thanksgiving, I mean, you know, these are all bullshit things. Thanksgiving, yeah, we gave the plague to the fucking Indians and we stole their land, and hey, but we're having a feast. Everything just gets diluted into like some kind of a binge. Every holiday gets whittled down to food, whatever it is. Valentine's Day, it's just about food and chocolate and strawberries and buying shit that people don't need. Easter is just about chocolate. Name a holiday. Memorial Day, grilling. 4th of July, grilling and fucking, barbecues. What else? Labor Day, same thing. Everything. Anytime there's a day off, people just use it to stuff their fucking face. Every time there's something that's going on, what can I put in my mouth? What can I put in my mouth today? What can I put in my mouth? Happy this day. Happy whatever day. What can I stick in my mouth today? What can I force down my fucking face hole today? I bring my father over and grill dinner for him. He served in the military. Well, there you go. I know a lot of people actually, I'm not trying to belittle it for people that actually celebrate it, but you know what I'm talking about. Most people just, hey, it's a 3-day weekend. Are we grilling? People forget that Memorial Day actually has a reason for it. It's true about holidays just about everywhere in the world. Yeah, human beings love that instant satisfaction, that instant gratification. And where else can you get instant gratification than on your taste buds? You put it here, and then, yeah, that's why people like sex. Sex feels good right away, and food tastes good right away. People like things, I want to have fun now. Put something in my mouth. And food is the only social thing that we can do with clothes on, stand around and be like, oh. And we all have to do it every day. We all have to eat every day. Unless you're fasting, but we all have to do that every day. So it becomes something that humans just do. So we revolve all our things around food. And what else? So much of our socialization, and it has for thousands of years, but obviously when you're eating food, it depends on what you're eating for. If you're celebrating a harvest, if you're celebrating a successful harvest, what are you probably doing? You were probably in the field all fucking day for the last 3 months harvesting, the crop. So you're there working your fucking ass off, physically working. You're not sitting in a cubicle. There are a lot of things you can do to lose weight. There's a lot of activities. You can take all the steps you want, but are you going to be healthy for it because of your repetitive movement, your body's ability to adapt? There's a lot of things that go into actually concentrated training that give you that well-rounded physical appearance and physical skill. Like, you should be able to be flexible and mobile and touch your toes and bend down to a full squat. You should have mobility. As long as it's not a dirty dick. Agreed. Iago Marcelo de Brito. It's so hard to be consistent when everyone in your house and around you eats shit stuff, but I try so fucking hard to be consistent for my body. You can't control what other people do. You can't control what other people do. And it definitely makes it more challenging, but at the same time, what are you putting in your face? If you see what they're doing and you know what they're doing and you know what that's doing, and you think, well, fuck, I don't want to turn out like that. I don't want to look like that. A lot of people that eat shit, they look like shit. So just look at them. Do you want to look like that? No. Then put the cookie down. Most people grill so they can drink and get drunk. True. Stay away from joint inflaming foods. Do yoga. Get your ass in the gym. It's a gift. Treat it as such. That's my thought of the matter. I think it's really interesting how we don't look at fitness in that kind of a light enough. We don't look at it as something, we have the ability, we have a gift, we have the special opportunity to not only survive, have access to food, have access to a gym, have access to things that allow us to survive and thrive that human beings just didn't have access to hundreds of years ago. We just didn't have supermarkets. You can just go get anything refrigerated. Electricity is pretty fucking new, fam. It's only been like 150 years where we had things, and not to mention refrigeration, like change the game. We have it so much better than anyone in any time in history. We have it better than anyone ever in history. Everyone. We all have it better. We all have it fucking better. Everyone complains about racism and all these fucking issues. The United States, it's amazing here. It's amazing. That's why people want to come in. It's fucking amazing. And most countries in the world are doing so fucking well. And you have access to all these things that you could just go down the street and be like, I want that because I want that. No other reason. You just want to pick it up and you swipe your fucking card and you take it home. So we take it for granted the fact that, well, just because it's available doesn't mean we put it in our face. Just because we can eat it doesn't mean we have to eat so much of it. Like you should be so grateful that you have all these opportunities that you take care of yourself even more. We have all this great food. Cool. You don't have to eat all of it every day. You go and exercise. Earn your food. If you want to treat it like that, if you want to treat, I'm not saying go and work out and then eat garbage, but I'm saying you should earn your food. You should earn your food in the sense that you used energy. You took your body through the process of utilizing energy. You worked your body because you're not climbing trees, you're not farming, you're not building houses, you're not in the woods hunting buffalo. You're giving your body physical activity that it requires. And as a result, you're going to eat food and not have to worry about overeating because you're utilizing energy on your body. You're not going to fucking get fat. Eat less and train more. Fitness science versus application. Do you need fitness? Do you need a study? Do you need a fucking peer-reviewed study to know that you should be eating less and training more? Do you need something? Do you need a fucking scientific article to tell you to go to the gym, to exercise, to stop eating fucking Oreos? Do you need that? You don't. You need application. You need effort. You need to take responsibility for being lazy, for being skinny, for being fat, whatever you don't like, whatever situation you don't prefer. You take responsibility for the decisions that you've made to get you there, and you reverse them. And that's that simple. And you can flip that switch today. You don't have to wait till January 1st to make that decision. You don't have to wait till after Memorial Day to make that decision. If you want it, you make that decision. And if not, you're the one that didn't make the decision. And then it's your fault for not having what you want. It's your fault for not making progress. If you want to have a cheat meal and you want to slack and you want to do X, Y, and Z, then you did that. When you have a problem losing the rest of your belly pooch or whatever the fuck you're struggling with, that's your fault. You should not be complaining if you are taking those excuses, if you are doing things that are not going to help get you closer to where you want to go. Aaron, my worldview changed after deploying overseas and living in very third world conditions where food was scarce for long periods of time. Now I appreciate things much more. Most people, including myself, we don't have that perspective. I mean, you can see it and you can look at it, but until you're there, you don't realize, oh shit, how good you have it. I try to imagine, I try to appreciate as much as I can, but until you're there, I can imagine you have that first person perspective and then it changes you forever. When things are available, we take it for granted. Sure. I agree, JC. JC Lot de Leon. Fitness to a lot of people is just an inconvenience. And how dare you? How dare you treat fitness like an inconvenience? That's an honor. It's an honor to treat your body like that. And that's why when you do yoga classes and the instructor's saying, bring your hands to heart center, honor your body. It's true. You're honoring your body by giving your body time to heal itself, by taking it through a yoga practice, by doing a meditation. You're investing. That's why I keep on saying on this podcast, you're investing. You're investing in your body. When you go to the gym, let's say you make a lot of money and you want to put, okay, I made $2,000. I want to put $1,500 in the bank. What you're doing when you're going to the gym, you're putting money in the bank. You're putting money in a savings account. You're putting money in a retirement account. Think about that. Every time you go to the gym, you are putting money in a retirement account that's going to compound with interest over time, and you're going to retire healthy. That's what you're doing. You're setting yourself up for a longer, healthier life. Ideally. I'm not saying it's going to make you live longer necessarily, but you won't need help getting off the toilet. You won't need someone pushing you around a fucking wheelchair. Fuck that shit. Fuck that noise, son. Fuck that shit, bro. We got some action over on IG. A lot of comments. Let's see what we got here. I hear you. Yeah, I feel it's important to be an example for my children on living a healthy lifestyle, no doubt. I might annoy them with my talks about healthy food, but something sinks in. It will. You're leading by example. Fast and feast like the caveman did and the way nature intended. Well, a lot of people like fasting. I feel good when I fast. I don't do it every day, but a lot of times I don't eat till later. Fuck that shit, bruh. Gorillas don't need wheelchairs. No, they don't. Well, they might if the gorillas don't exercise. I live in Southern California, and literally I only shop at Mother's Market's, my local health food store. Good stuff. Good shit. You know, I just think that the mental game, I think that staying psychologically turned on, staying psychologically focused, I think that's the key. That's the ticket. Keeping your head in the fucking game. I think keeping your head in the fucking game is going to be the biggest key. And I think that's where everyone's losing out. So if you take anything from this, whether some of you like to read, you like to learn everything that you possibly fucking can. You keep on trying to absorb information. Nothing wrong with it. I encourage it, actually, but not without action. Don't just keep on reading and thinking and asking. Do and see for yourself. You're not going to hurt yourself doing keto. You're not going to hurt yourself doing paleo. Some of these exercises, Google a video, Google form. How do I do that form properly? Take 2 seconds and look it up. Cool. Then start light and see how it feels and adjust and take some videos with your phone and look at them. It depends. It's all about how much time you invest in yourself. Do you want better form? Okay, well, I don't have anyone watching me or spotting me. So lean your phone up against something, take a video, do the exercise, and then look at it. Does it look good? Does it look like the video that you watched? Does it look like such and such? Does it look like this? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? So you don't have a trainer. You can't afford a trainer. Most people can't. Be your own trainer. You do it. You do it. You do it. I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have a trainer when I started. I wasn't a fitness expert when I started. I call myself a fitness expert, but what's an expert? What is a fitness expert? Is it education only, or is it experience only, or is it both, or is it an open mind? I mean, you know, it's really weird now because everyone on Instagram and YouTube and everyone's a fucking expert at something. You know, I think a lot of my stuff says the bearded fitness expert. It's like we throw around terms that what does it mean? What does it mean? What do you want it to mean? Most people don't care what the fuck you say. You know, most people don't care where you went to fucking school. They want the answer. But a lot of these answers don't have answers. But a lot of these so-called experts, they give answers. They give answers as if that is the way. But there's no proof. There's no proof that half this shit is the only way to get there. Same thing with nutrition, with training styles. So you see in these books, right, whatever certification book, whether it's NASM or NSCA, you'll see, okay, this is hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is 8 to 12 repetitions. Well, then we get into this framework that, 8 to 12, that's when I'm building muscle. Well, that's not true. That's a very generalized, based on all this research and studies that generally, okay, that's a good optimal rep range because they test. We took 60 college-age males and we gave them 3 exercises, 3 sets of 10 repetitions over the course of 6 weeks, and we measured this cross-section and this and strength output, and it went up, 1.6% in Group A and this is in Group B, and the studies are boring as fuck. But you can build muscle with 6 reps. You could build muscle with 15 reps. You could build muscle with 20 reps. There's a lot more to it than just, 8 to 12. Are you going to failure? What percentage of your overall capacity is that? How many sets are you doing? How much volume are you doing? How many exercise are you doing? How many times a week? What's your frequency of training? What's your caloric intake? What's your experience? There's so many different aspects. It's not just, I want to build, should I go heavier, or should I go like heavier weight, less reps, or less weight, more reps? It's like when I get those questions, it's like, well, it depends. I go high rep too sometimes. I'll do a fucking set. I'll finish off with some sets with like 20, 30 reps. I don't even count. I'll just fucking go until my arms fall off. It doesn't mean that you're going to not build muscle that way, or if it's not that black and white is my point. And there are some generalities and some general concepts that should be learned, but there are these aren't rules. And I think that's the real rub, is that those things are not rules. these are not, or laws, so to speak. These are not laws of nature that you need 8 to 12 repetitions. That's not a law of nature. It doesn't mean if you hit 15, you're going to get more endurance. That's not how it works. So there's a lot of gray area that doesn't get hashed out enough because of the second part of the title of this episode. There's not enough application or people talking about application because it just gets rubbed off as bro science. Oh, that's bro science. Oh, that's someone who's not quoting a fucking study. That's someone who didn't do 10 rounds of research at a lab on this subject. So that's where you break off and people just push that off, because then you have the people that only go by degrees and what's done in a laboratory. But guess what? No one lifts in a fucking laboratory. No one in this world lifts in a vacuum. None of us lift and train and eat in a vacuum in a sealed tube. We're all exposed to brake dust. We're all walking outside and going to our job for 10 fucking hours. We're not pro bodybuilders. We're not in a study for 6 weeks. Like, we're doing a lot of stuff with a lot of variables. So a lot of different things can work for a lot of different people in application. And it's very easy to get wrapped up in one thing or the other. So I encourage you to apply. You have to get your mind right and be ready to try things and see how it works for you. That's what I did. Like I was saying at the beginning, I wasn't dishing out information like this. Oh, this is how you do this. I was in the gym fucking smashing it. I was studying. You know, I have a degree in exercise science. I mean, I was studying and I was training and I was doing it. And I was trying things out and I was working my fucking ass off. Relentless consistency. And you build muscle. Shocker. It was my number one priority to fucking go to the gym, to train. Number one priority. And I'm bringing it back. I keep on trying to bring it back because it's hard because of all the content that I do and the business and everything. So I'm sharing that journey. I'm sharing that journey that it's hard to keep on going. It's hard to keep it consistent. It's hard to keep that fucking, because you're doing this, you're not just doing this for 2 years. Oh, I got abs. Great. I won. Don't you want to keep them? Don't you want to stay in shape? Okay. And then you try keeping that for 30 fucking years, 40 years, 50 years. Try keeping that up. Try to keep that level of output up without getting injured, while not burning out psychologically or physically, and stimulating your body and going through different phases of life and moving in different places and changing jobs or changing locations, changing schedules. There's so many things that come up that's just so much more important than what some fucking random study says from, 1986. Like, we have to get more with common sense and the things that are going to help the most people. I don't think a lot of this detailed nitty-gritty helps the most people. I think we need to unwind and unlearn a lot of bullshit when it comes to nutrition, unlearn a lot of bullshit when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to what's important. And hopefully, and I really do think that meditation helps with that tremendously. Although it's hard enough to get people to start doing some fucking yoga. Meditation's a whole other can of worms, but I'm still going to push hard on both of those things. Yoga and meditation are the game changers for your physical training. I will say it over and over again for as long as I do this podcast. Yoga and meditation will be the game changer, whatever your goal is with physical training, whether you're doing endurance, whether you're doing martial arts, whether you're doing strength training, bodybuilding, powerlifting. You're going to fucking see benefits out of this fucking world by adding those two components. So I'll take a couple more questions. We'll wrap things up here. I work an 80-hour work week and then a 40-hour work week. Oh, shit. Would it be beneficial to double my work outside on my short week, or would it be too much? Double your work. What do you mean? Your work out? I don't know. I'd have to see this whole thing written out. I can't conceptualize what you just said. Doing more doesn't necessarily make it better, would be my first initial answer to what you said, just because I want to get something back to you quick. See, this is where I get confused. I don't want to build muscle per se, but strength and stability. Well, you're going to build muscle. You're going to develop muscle. Where do you think strength comes from? It comes from muscle tissue. And stability, you're activating muscle tissue and neuromuscular coordination. You'll build muscle. You're not going to get huge. That's where women get afraid. I don't want to build muscle per se. Of course you do. You absolutely want to build muscle. When you think of building muscle, you think of like a bodybuilder. You're not going to get big like that. Yoga and meditation are delicious components. Yoga, check mark. Meditation, not yet. Going to try it. Don't try it. Do it. You'll learn. Train your mind like you would your body. You train your body with strength and just fucking hammer it. Train your mind the same way. That's what I say. My mom treats her body like crap and says healthy people die too. Yeah, everyone fucking dies. That's a weak excuse. Yeah, that's not a reason to destroy yourself from the inside out. If I've learned one thing, it's that no food or inactivity is worth being unhealthy. What's bro splitting or splitting? I saw an older video. A training split is what body parts and what training, what workouts you're doing on what day over a certain time frame. Usually people use a week. So your training split would be, let's say, upper body rest or upper body yoga or upper lower push pull, chest and back, you know, whatever you're training on each day. Pain in my groin when I squat ass to grass. What's wrong? Some type of hip mobility. Depends. I can't see your form. So your adductors might be a little bit tight. If you have pain in your groin, depends on where it is. I'm not going to diagnose pain or issues like that, but it could just be your range of motion and maybe your external or internal rotators are a little bit tight. I would start practicing some yoga and see if it doesn't loosen up. What are your thoughts of swimming as an exercise? Swimming will get you better at swimming. I think it's good for everyone to know how to swim. Swimming regularly, that's up to you, but I mean, it's not necessarily required for, it depends on my thoughts of swimming depend on what you're trying to do swimming for. I think it's good to know how to swim, whether or not you are swimming regularly as part of your program. That's completely up to what your goals are. Lots of people think they need a personal trainer to get fit. I think it's more that they need someone to push them or be the reason for them to go to the gym. People need accountability. People also feel like there's so much information they don't know what to do. People also are just lazy and they don't want to put in the work and learn themselves. People feel self-conscious because they think everyone knows everything and they don't know anything. And if they go to the gym, everyone's going to be looking at them, making fun of them. People worry about what other people think, and that's usually the reason. They want a personal trainer because, I don't want people looking at me and thinking I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's great. I mean, look, it's only good to get a personal trainer if you have a good personal trainer. You could have someone that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about and showing you things wrong. So it's like practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect. And there is no perfect. So if you practice well, you'll get good benefits out of that practice. If you have a shitty personal trainer, it's probably better off that you don't have one, because if you're learning bad things, then you need to find a good one. Thanks, Meredith. Appreciate it. Realist motherfucker. I'm trying. I swim to cool down at the end of my workout. Sounds more like swimming's exhausting. Swimming's really challenging. It's good. Look, if you like it and you're getting the results you want, fucking go for it. Go for it. I mean, when someone asks me, what do you think about this? I mean, I think it exists. I think swimming exists. What are you doing it for? I think it's great. Exercise depends on what the goal is. It's great because it's low. There's no impact. But I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. I had the best results when I stopped going to a personal trainer. I had a good grasp of what I need to do. I just need to get some variety. Like I said, if you have someone that's guiding you in the right direction and doing a good job with that, but you also have to be a good student. You have to be a good client. You know, personal trainers get a bad reputation too, because it's not just the personal trainer's responsibility. I did one-on-one personal training for a long time, and there are a lot of shitty clients. A lot of people are shitty. And I know this from Swole Enormous X as well. Look, there are people that sign up for Swole Enormous X and like they quit. Like the first day, they're like, "Hey, I just signed up, but you know, can I cancel?" I'm like, "How?" Like, "Oh, I look through. It's not for me." I'm like, "What do you mean it's not for you? It's designed for everyone. It's designed to do exactly what it said when you signed up. You didn't try it. You didn't start." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And then they end up staying and they fucking love it. A lot of people are going to quit, period. When you're in the fitness game, that's what's challenging for me, is because I'm emotionally invested in everything that I do. And I'm so my DNA is so tied into Swole Enormous and Swole Enormous X especially, that when someone's like, "Oh, this doesn't work for me," or "It's not for me," I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's absolutely for you." "No, I'm trying to lose weight." "Yeah, but I don't think, I thought it was something else." "What do you mean you thought it was something else?" It's something you're not doing, which is why it's going to fucking work. People love to make a judgment about things before they ever even fucking try it. You think it's going to do the workout for you? You think there is some magic, that there's some program out there that you're not going to have to actually do and get results? Get the fuck out of here. It pisses me off. The mindset of lazy fucking people frustrates me. Frustrates me. If you sign up for Swolenormous X, you are going to work. You are going to eat better. You are going to train differently than you probably have before. You're going to get great results. If you fucking do it. If you don't do it, no, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, and guess what? That Ferrari that you bought that you're not going to drive, it ain't going to drive itself either. I guess Teslas drive themselves. So I'm going to have to, that analogy is going to stop working soon eventually. When all the cars driving themselves, like, no, it does, bro. I push this button and it pulls up out of the parking space. Like, oh, okay. It's amazing though. And I try not to get fucking pissed off, but this is what I do. And I'm not going to sugarcoat or pussyfoot things. If you come into Swolenormous and you want to be a part of the Swolenormous X fam, you're going to fucking work. You're going to get amazing results. You're going to fucking love it, but you have to put the effort in with anything that you do. I don't care what fucking program you do. You have to fucking do it. And if you put 70% in, that program is only going to work about 50%. You got to put in your whole effort if you want to get results. What do you think is going to fucking happen? You have to do some fucking work. It's annoying. Just like the barefoot running, everything is not. Oh, people say that all the time. Like, why? Like, what are the benefits of wearing those shoes? What do you mean? What are the benefits to be barefoot, to use the muscles of my foot? I'm always shocked that people are. Why are you being barefoot? What are the benefits of that? What are the benefits of using your fucking feet? Are you out of your fucking mind? You're really asking that question? What's the benefit of being barefoot? What's the benefit of not smashing my foot and reforming my bone structure in foot coffins? What's the benefit? You don't put gloves on your hands for everything. You don't put these freaking hoofs on your hands so you can't bend your fingers. Think about what you do with it. Imagine if you locked up or you bound your hands all the time. You're binding your feet. It's the same fucking thing. You don't cover your hands. You shouldn't cover your feet. Fuck, you're getting me fired up, fam. Get me fired up. These are the stupid questions that piss me off. That's why it comes down to the fitness science and the application. We don't need to talk about this analytical, nuanced bullshit. We need to talk about the main foundational tree trunks that people are completely overlooking. Everyone's up in the fucking trees. Everyone's up in the branches. Everyone is up in the branches. Everyone's up in the clouds, and you're forgetting about the actual fundamental rock, earth, roots of fitness. You're just completely ignoring common fucking sense. Everyone is completely. Jordans make you jump higher. Fuck that. PF Flyers make you jump higher. Everyone knows that. PF Flyers, underrated as the only shoes that I'll ever wear are PF Flyers. If you don't get that joke, we can't be friends. I'm always barefoot. I'm barefoot now. Hook yourself up. Get some toe spreaders too. Help your feet. Stretch your feet out a little bit. Ooh, jigga 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 jigga. Looks like some sex toy. Anyway, fam. There'll be more stuff, more content, more of my rants, rage, all that good shit. So more YouTube stuff coming tomorrow, more Instagram stuff coming today, all that stuff. Remember, if you want to watch live on YouTube, subscribe to the second channel, Daily Swole Podcast. So subscribe there as well. Instagram, but we're live everywhere, every day. And you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you like to listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. Just type in Daily Swole Podcast. And in closing, make sure you also subscribe to the second podcast. You might see another one. It's called the Swolenormous Audio Experience. Got some real raw shit that I'm dropping pretty much every single day over there as well. So lots of content, lots of shit. And we'll be here tomorrow for episode 1111 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and the Slaycast. In the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Peace, McGee's fam, deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.